Hi, this is Sean Cox from the Grand Golf Club. I want to talk to you about a very difficult subject, and that's the release. It's very difficult to understand the release, and so I feel like I've come up with a way for you to feel the proper release. And the drill is not in a golf posture. If you look at me in golf posture here, if I was to just stand myself up, first I'm going to make a swing that's on plane. If I was to stand my body up into a vertical position, notice how the shaft is perpendicular to my spine. And so if I was to take this club back and put everything on an imaginary plane of glass, remember Hogan's book, he had this plane of glass. The concept that people have a hard time with is, how do I square this face and how do I keep the club on plane? And research has shown that if you try to keep the club on plane like this and then rotate the club on this plane, it becomes very wristy or very handsy. And research has shown through, if you thought of this plane, to get the club face square, if you keep the club on the plane, you actually bring the hands down below the plane and the club above the plane. There's a balance point here that's still on the plane. And as I continue through, the club gets back on plane. So again, imagine this plane of glass. The club starts on the plane of glass, the grip comes down below, head above, and then the grip comes back on top again. If you look at a lot of the best players in the world, if you see them halfway down on their downswing, their hands actually start to come into the body as they swing through. And then the club and the hands then get back out on plane. That's actually this move here, where you're bringing the hands in like this. The whole purpose of this is to square the face. And if you notice, I'm squaring the face with keeping the relationship of the club in the left arm. So when I do this, the arm and the shaft aren't in alignment anymore, which is what we call being flippy. So you start here, grip comes down, head above the plane, you come back to the plane. And if you start doing this, you can start doing it faster and faster. So the grip comes down, as I'm starting in here, grip down, and then back on the plane. And so you feel the release of the handle coming down into the body, because that's what squares the face. Then you take that same feeling that you had, as you swing it, you let your handle come into the body, which then brings the head of the club out to the ball and squares the face. And that's how I believe you should release the club. We don't want to release it in our wrists and try to keep everything on the same plane. Let the handle come down and let it return back onto the plane. That's my concept of release. And hopefully if you do that drill, you'll start to rotate these arms in the correct fashion. Hope that helps your game.